You're listening to the Incomparables Total Party Kill podcast, in which a group of friends play Dungeons and Dragons on the internet for your amusement. This is episode number 329, Egg-Lass Angels, Season 5, Episode 8, recorded July 2020, posted January 2022. Invisible Flying Ooze.
I'm Scott McNulty, your Dungeon Master for Dark Sun. Ooh, we are deep under the sun-scorched sand of Athos, where Egg-Lass Angels are looking for some lost halfling traders. You may remember that. And they are also looking for some people who are seeming to want to weaken the locks around the plane that Athos is encased in. And why don't I introduce the brave adventuring party. Tony Sindelar is here. Hello, Tony.
Hello, nerds. I play Regdar, a regular guy / probably guy who will soon be lying about being a planar lock inspector or something in the future. Hello.
Hello. Erica Ensign joins us yet again.
Hello, I play Zatasha. I am a tiefling mystic.
Ooh. Jason Snell is here.
Yay! I am playing Carlos D. Dwarf. He is a gladiator who likes to run and hit things.
Aline Sims.
I am Shara, the Air Genasi rogue, and I like to run and throw knives at things.
Who doesn't? Dan Morin.
Well, complicated story. Once upon a time, I played a barbarian Goliath. His name was Edglath. We don't have time for the rest of this, but most recently,
it's a pretty short story, actually.
There are like three more guys in there.
Remember that Minotaur that you were for like 24 minutes?
Asteron.
Yeah.
Kildrak.
See, lots of us remember that.
Lots of good people, but I most recently
Asteron,
playing
Asteroff.
Amwal, the Goliath barbarian, who had a very unexpected encounter at the end of last episode and is now... I've decided to mix it up today. I'm going to play some sort of ooze.
I didn't realize we were supposed to also introduce the characters of ours that have died. I also played Presta, who was
Oh
an
yeah,
elven
Presta!
Oh boy, we're going to be here a while, aren't we?
I play Regdar Prime.
I feel like we're motivating Scott not to kill us, because otherwise he's going to have to sit through more of this garbage. So.
Ah.
Scott.
Well,
Let's name all the people that we've killed in this game next. So
Well, there are those two stew guys. Did we kill them?
I don't think we
you
killed them, but I think we may be responsible.
I believe they died, but it wasn't our fault
Yeah.
directly.
it was natural causes.
Well, then it's fine.
That is not natural causes. You mean the desert?
Yes.
and the supernatural forces that rise
One
up
of them
from
was
it.
eaten by a kank. It's natural. It's
Yeah.
nature's way.
You know, supernatural deaths.
They're super.
Athos is healing.
And finally, Steve Lutz.
Hey, what are we doing here? Is this like a rocket surgery or what's going on? I forgot.
I feel like we're pretty much at the end of the episode now, so it's time to
Yeah.
say goodbye.
Sorry, folks, time's up. Monday
Let's say goodbye
night.
to each person one by one. First up, Dan Morin.
Yes, it is me, Steve Lutz. I am playing Kachka, upright standing bug and purveyor of hootenannies, who has yet to die, though not from lack of trying.
That's true. Hard to kill bugs. And so when last we met, you went even further underground into the eye of the... Is that what it's called? The Fane of the Eye. That's what it's called. To find
Eye of the tiger.
these prophets or entrances to areas that you're looking for. You confused a minotaur. You Umlal.
Yeah, we
Story
did.
of my life.
You did. Umlal touched a crystal and was transformed into an ooze, and that is where
Oh, that's
we
what that
left
ooze is
off.
doing on the map. I forgot
Real
all about
upgrade.
So you have just seen your compatriot Umlal turned into an ooze. What do you
that.
do?
I feel like he's more of a drip.
I immediately I'm going to use a bonus action to switch my discipline over to the to aura sight, and then Oh boy, I am going to use some.
Are you going to try and discern the secret of the ooze with that?
Oh,
Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Go ninja, go ninja, go.
Oh, man.
Wow. Remember Choka and Razor are the two other guys that Dan got killed? So
No. Oh, I don't care about his emotional state.
I bet it's
I'll
not
give you
good.
that one for free.
Ball.
Happier than he's ever been. It's very relaxing.
I mean, he could tell you if he
Okay.
is the ooze, like if his emotional state is sticky. That I mean, I guess that could have been.
I'm
him.
going to use 3
So-
psi points to view aura. So as an action, I can study one creature's aura until my concentration ends. While I can see it, I learn if it's under the effect of any magical or psionic effects, its current hit point total, and its basic emotional state. So I still do get that, apparently.
Oozy.
And I also have advantage on insight and charisma checks against Dan the Ooze.
Charm that ooze.
All right, 1 second. Let me look up some things.
The blue
here.
Dan ooze, except he's more yellowy.
Yeah, I've decided to
do
go
we
with
know-
Jam Lolly as my portmanteau.
Do we know that Amla was not like? I never really looked at him closely. It's possible he's been an ooze this whole time, and this is just like maybe he's happy this way.
I was poured into a container. It's an Amlal shaped
think-
container. Is
And
that
I
what
will
happened?
point out that last time I looked at Amlal's aura, he didn't have one. So just
Oh,
it
that's
will
right.
be interesting to know if he has
Jelly
it.
also
Eglaf
doesn't have
was
an
But I
aura.
think I
also
still
an
get
ooze,
the
and they
other
were in
stuff.
fact the Ooze brothers from the very start. We didn't even know about it.
So still no aura. You find out that this jelly has 45 hit points. And I forget what the other things are. Mental state, confusion.
That's nothing new.
Yeah.
Yeah, is he/it under any magical or psionic effects?
Nope, just naturally an ooze.
Just naturally an ooze.
I mean, if you
it's
completely
good
got
for your
turned to
skin,
an ooze,
especially if you're an ooze.
that would be extra scary.
I will say yes, under a magical effect.
No, this seems pretty natural to me.
Well, I was hoping. I mean, if he just got turned into an ooze and is not under any magical effects, then he's literally just an ooze, and we might as well leave him and keep going.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, there
that's-
could be a lot of things at play here. He might have
That's not the
gotten
case.
bit by an ooze last month, and now we
All
know
right.
it's a full moose.
he's a were-ooze.
Yeah.
I will. Oh, jeez.
A wooze.
Does
I
the
will,
moon govern the
I'll
movements of an ooze, or
I'll
is
share
there
that
something else
information with the group.
play?
I think on Athos they got 2 moons, right? So Moon 1, werewolves. Moon 2, werewoozes.
Does his mental state indicate that he might not be an ooze at some point in the future, or
All
I
I,
mean, just
got was
because he's under a
confusion.
magical effect doesn't necessarily mean it's not a permanent magical effect.
I mean,
I
I could try making an Arcana check as well.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I can try that. My Arcana is not super great, but
10.
okay. I got an 18 to Arcana. Can I
Nice,
do
much
I,
better.
Can I tell anything?
You can recognize that you think that this might be the effects of a polymorph spell.
Okay.
Afraid of that.
Now, I have
I
a
share
question
that.
regarding that.
Yes.
Could one cast another polymorph spell to reverse the effects of that? It seems like that should be something you could do.
Oh no, then he's just going to be an ooze pretending to be Amlal. That's so weird.
Also, most polymorph spells have a limit for how long they last, so that we got to be careful how we stack those. I'm just saying, like, what if he's walking across like a grate when he polymorphs back into an ooze, or you know?
I'm just saying I have the option
Like,
to potentially
I'm just
turn
saying he
him.
probably shouldn't take a shower because like he might go down the drain. There's a lot of
This is Athos. What's a shower?
Who takes a shower?
Depending on which
Sand
polymorph,
sand showers.
depending on what polymorph you have, polymorph the spell will only transform things into beasts, which does not include
Almost kind of
player
a beast.
character races.
All right. So
Yeah,
yeah,
but you could like
this
turn
is
the ooze into like a goat.
I could turn
You
him into
could.
something more useful than an ooze for an hour at the very least. I could turn into a lion or a canker or something. We could ride him around. We could return him
Maybe
to the
there's a-
cank dealer and finally get our deposit back.
This does not look like the kank I sent you out with.
Me very good, Kank.
No, this is the 4th level transmutation polymorph that I have available. Should we want to do something
Is-
like that?
Okay, just because we've been very foolish here so far. Is the ooze in any way being hostile toward us?
It is not.
Oh, okay. Well,
It waves with a pseudopod?
Does it
I don't
seem
know.
affectionate in
Yeah.
any way?
It seems
Well-
to be. It looks like it's waving, trying to make contact.
Is it like grabbing onto my leg? Because
Oh,
it's right next to me here.
I can. All right, I try talking to it with telepathy. I can telepathically speak to any creature I can see within 120 feet. I don't need to share a language with the creature, but it must be able to understand at least one language or be telepathic itself. So, does he still understand
that
language
may-
as an ooze? Like, how does polymorph work? Does it polymorph your brain too, or are you still you, just in a different shape? I don't know much about polymorph.
Technically,
Don't know much
Look at your
about
hand.
polymorph.
That's an
I,
ooze.
I will. So Umlal, you can respond and thinking
Nope,
if you like.
I don't think you can respond.
Oh,
but
well,
I can
then
talk.
you Umlal, you hear whatever has been telepathically projected into your mind.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It says I can communicate. So, but it doesn't say anything about it talking back. So, if you understand me, come toward me just a little bit.
And so you, I don't know if Umlal is going to move towards you or not, but oozes move very slowly.
It oozes towards you.
Okay, stop. And if you really do understand me now, ooze on back. Does he turn
Who's
around
on
and ooze
down?
back?
front,
Who's on down
who's
the
to the back.
road?
All right, you guys. He's still in there. Pretty
Put
sure.
the left ooze in.
Are we sure this is Omlal and not just like a friendly ooze who is excited to do our
Pretending
bidding?
to be Amlaw.
I'm pretty
Amlal
sure.
might be
Yeah,
under
what's-
this ooze.
it
I pick
is.
up a corner of the ooze to see if Amlal is underneath.
Normally, ooze don't have
it's made
language.
of acid.
So normally,
It's made of acid. Don't touch
an
it.
actual ooze would not be able to respond to my telepathic requests. So it's either Omlal or another person that was polymorphed into an ooze, and it would be really,
What
really
if
weird
Omlal
if it was
has
somebody
been
else.
transported somebody else, and an ooze has magically been convinced that it is Omlal?
Are we sure that's not an upgrade?
Are we okay? Like, I'm okay with that. I don't know. I just met you guys.
Catch good.
What's the challenge rate? What's the challenge rating on an ooze, Dan? So,
Great question.
2.
So
Yeah.
I don't know how long it's, he's going to be like this. Maybe forever. But we've got stuff to do, and oozes are slow. Like, does somebody have a bag they can put them in?
Like, I could turn him into a tembo
Oh,
for an hour.
I don't know. Ragnar might not
Yeah.
appreciate that.
I like that even better.
Mm.
Oh wait,
Ah.
my character.
Oh, we could
doesn't
turn him
know that.
into
Never
a
mind.
puddle, a small pool of water, and also frighten Ragnar. There's
I mean,
many
he's
things.
he's already like halfway to that. Is the crystal that turned him into an ooze still there, or has it been like absorbed into the ooze?
It is still there. You'll remember it is in this statue that depicts
Yeah,
an
yeah.
amorphous body, and it's holding this kind of this purple crystal the size of a human head.
So
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
let's find a statue that depicts like a really awesome wizard, and I'll touch that crystal.
I'm gonna do an Arcana check on the thing he touched.
Okay.
What if we all turn into
That's really
oozes and
bad.
just play the rest of the adventure as oozes?
I got a 7. So
It is a
Or at least
crystal.
we could just hang out here and be oozes for an hour until
Yeah.
we
You
recover.
think it might be magical?
Scott, I
guys.
feel like I probably did Arcana before, but I'm going to do it again.
14. What are you doing Arcana on?
That's a 21 with my plus 7 to Arcana.
fancy.
So on the crystal.
Okay, so you are pretty sure that this is a magical item that, when touched, polymorphs the person who touches it into an ooze.
Do I know? Would I be capable of discerning anything else about how long it lasts? Like, what happens if I was wearing gloves when I picked it up?
or like the level it's cast at. Or
So if you're wearing gloves, you would know. So depending on what polymorph has been cast, and you can kind of look at Umlal. Umlal has had many possessions, and when he transformed into an ooze, they were melded into this ooze, which is a sign that this was kind of a
High level.
high level. Or the 4th level polymorph does the same thing. So,
Okay.
and that lasts for an hour.
do we know about stacking polymorph spells? Like, is that a dangerous thing to do?
I feel like that's not recommended. Like, that's in the fine print. Do not do that. Please consult an illegal wizard before you stack polymorph spells.
And you would know. So there are basically 3 polymorph spells. There are probably more, but 3 popular ones.
Classic.
There's polymorph, mass polymorph, and true polymorph. True
I know
polymorph.
true polymorph is a big deal.
Yes.
Has he been true polymorphed or just polymorphed?
Give me another Arcana check, and you can possibly find out.
All right. Add 7 to this.
Whoa.
25.
You are pretty sure that it is just normal polymorphing.
Okay.
So I can tell you, as a knowledgeable bug in such things, that the standard 4th level transmutation spell lasts, at least when cast with concentration, up to an hour. Now, I don't know if crystals are required to follow the same sort of rules, but
yeah.
Crystals are known for
So,
concentration.
Tasha, maybe you want to tell Elmo he'll be better in an hour?
I will do that. It looks like it's going to be about an hour, buddy.
Why don't we scout around here? And maybe this is a good place to take a short rest. If we can secure this area. I don't know if this is part of the Minotaur's patrol or not.
So you'll notice as you came in through the northern passageway here, and you'll see on the map there's this black cloud. So it wasn't there when you were walking through, but now that you have seen it from the other side, there's this black cloud blocking the corridor, and there are several entrances out of this room. There are actually, 5 of them? Of the 5, 4 of them have this kind of inky black darkness kind of crossing over the corridor, and one does not, the one to the west.
I rolled a 12 on studying this inky arcana check on the inky cloud.
A 12 tells you it looks like some kind of fog of some sort.
Just low-lying, very, very centralized fog. Got it.
Yes.
Not the weirdest weather you'll get on Athos.
No.
no, it's actually quite pleasant.
Yeah, I mean, sure beats rock hail.
It's so dry in the desert. You need a little humidity.
So, Tasha, do you have any idea about what the deal is with this fog?
Can I make a nature check?
Sure.
I'm like 30 seconds away from asking Carlos to put his hand
I haven't
in it,
rolled
but
higher
I
than
figure
a
we could look at
4.
it first.
Oh,
It's-
that's a 7. Yeah, I keep rolling 3s and 4s, so I'm not very helpful today.
So Tasha does
Carlos,
not have...
attack this fog.
There's
No,
one
no.
thing that doesn't have fog.
There is.
We could look there. Carlos looks at this fog. He's going to look at the fog. He's going to do
right.
his own Arcana check because he's a fancy magic Carlos.
So
That's
it's
right.
a cloud of
Just really,
black fog.
really, just get your eyes up in it, Carlos.
It's
Just
a
really
7.
Waft that all around.
It looks like a cloud of black fog.
Guys, black fog.
And it's like floor to ceiling, blocking
Hey,
the
hey,
entire...
Mom, is that
Yep.
the way you move?
It is.
This is probably they got something wrong with their HVAC system. So,
And you are in basically like mostly caverns, and it looks kind of natural, maybe rough hewn. The ceilings generally
I
are
like it
about
already.
15 feet above the floor.
would you say it's an unusual size?
The passageways?
Either a little too big or a little small. What are you thinking?
I
Just right?
I think they're just right.
Okay, Goldilocks. Got
I
it.
could create some wind to try to like blow this fog out of the way, but I'm a little hesitant to do it while Amlal is still oozing around.
Yeah.
Because if something happens, although
I'm
then again,
oozing here.
oozes can be formidable foes. So if we do get attacked, he can still fight for us.
Yeah.
I could let him know, who to attack.
I can cast a wall of fire. Is that helpful here?
Well, I mean, it might burn off the smoke, but it also might ignite it and set your eyebrows on fire. So
Ooh, do it. Will you do it?
Carlos saunters down here and is going to look and see if either of these exits have fog, and if they don't, what is down those exits.
Shara is doing the regular follow Carlos thing.
Yeah.
So you're just Carlos and Shar just walking down that corridor.
Well, I'm looking to see what I can see down it. I'm not walking down it as much as just kind of looking around the corner.
You got your trap finding eyes out.
I'm
You got
stealthy.
your-
I'm a stealthy.
Well, then
That's
give
not
me a
creature.
stealth check.
14 to stealth.
12.
So this whole place has this kind of, basically glowing fungus all over the place. So you can see into this. Wait, and does this have? There we are. So you see kind of down the corridor hints of kind of flickering light, which seems like firelight, but you have to go in further to see. So knowing that you can see light, you can ascertain that you don't think that there's black fog blocking this corridor.
I relay this important information.
Fascinating.
This one doesn't have it.
Are there any like stones on the ground or anything like that? Like if we pick one up and throw it at the fog and see if it I don't know.
I mean, why do we care about the fog? We don't want to go back to Minotaur Land anyway, do we?
Well, but there are 2 other ways we could go.
There
Four
are
other ways.
3
4 other ways?
But yes, there are plenty of rocks. You could pick up a rock. You could throw it wherever you like.
Is this the same sort of fog over here?
Yes. All the
Can I
fog
make-
looks...
Can I make a
identical.
different Arcana check at this fog?
You cannot.
Damn.
Okay, I'm gonna pick up a rock and kind of come over to the southeast and throw one at the fog and see if anything happens.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Ooh, I'm good at perception. It's only 16.
You throw the rock, it sails through the black fog, and you hear it kind of clatter down some stairs.
Okay.
I hear the clattering, and I come over here and I say, Shara, should I try just creating a little bit of wind to see if we can swoosh some of this out of the way? It might be harmless, but it freaks me out a little bit.
I mean, I do like wind.
All right. That's right.
Who doesn't like wind?
Doesn't.
Can't Shara just walk through?
Um,
I'm sorry, that was probably offensive.
I will, yeah, sure. I will shift my my discipline over to Mastery of Air and just spend one single psi point to create a wind stream, which is a line of focused air that's 30 feet long and 5 feet wide. If there's creatures in it, they're going to take some damage, but I'm not going to worry about that because I'm just sending it straight down the hallway.
To this one?
Yes.
Okay. So the wind appears, it blows down the corridor, and the fog does not move.
Well, that's real spooky, guys.
It kind of swirls a bit, but it stays where it is.
Okay, so I assume there were no creatures on the other side of it, we'd probably hear them.
We just came through one of these, so it's a it's a one-way portal, or maybe it's just trying to.
We could be getting herded into some kind of trap.
We could be.
That's my thought, yeah.
Or something is seeking to keep us from going to other places.
I mean, or we could just walk through it and it's fine, and it's like a one-way mirror where when you walk in...
It feels like a lot of work to go through to put magic fog into place that's fine. It's probably at least like cancerous or something.
Isn't everything.
Or it smells really bad, and then we're going to smell bad for the rest of the adventure.
Smells like rotten eggs.
Mm.
I don't know. What do you think, everyone?
I'm going to investigate the statue a little bit more.
Okay.
I don't know if I ever did an Arcana
It's got like
check.
a button on the back that says turn off fog.
And I'm not specifically looking at the crystal. I'm looking at the statue itself.
I don't know. You're an ooze. Can't you do something with that?
You can give me an Arcana check, a history check.
Let's see if I can roll higher than a 4 this time. Nope. That was a 2, so this gives me a 6. I am just so helpful.
Well, I'm also not rolling great, but I'll come over here and try and help.
It looks like an amorphous body with thick tentacles.
I rolled a 17.
It's
looking
hunched
at the back
over.
of the statue.
A 17 Arcana.
Mm-hmm.
So the statue itself does not appear to be magical in any way.
Okay.
It just holds.
Other than the crystal.
It's just it's a nice statue for holding the crystal. Keeps the crystal from getting lost.
It might have been an adventurer before it touched the crystal. Who knows?
All right, so I think we have 3 options. We sit here, we wait for Omlal to change back to his normal form. We go through one of the foggy corridors, or we go through the non-foggy corridor in hope that it's not a trap of some sort.
We could do
I
a bit.
vote non.
Well,
Oh.
if we're going now and bringing Amlal, he's very slow, so we will be poking along, which I'm fine with. We could even send him first. He could look for traps.
I'm telling you, I'm happy to make him into something more useful, at least for the next hour.
No, stacking polymorph spells just sounds like a really bad idea.
I don't think there's anything to that. My polymorph has no kinds of warnings about that. It simply
Katsuka,
says
have
I
you
can.
polymorphed anything before? I feel like this is like something else has been polymorphed, and you're like, oh yeah, I can polymorph too.
This will be
Do
the
it all
first time. But I mean, what better first opportunity when like the ooze
I
can't
just feel
talk
like
back
that
to
could
me
have
while
been,
I'm trying to do it.
Kanks all the time.
Look. If I tried to turn Omlal into something, he probably would like wriggle and make noise and try and distract me. And if he's just an ooze, I mean, he can barely move fast enough to get out of the way. So,
Well, Katsuka, I don't think anyone can stop you.
there's also I could also head down there and do a little more recon down the one available non-fogged corridor.
I think we should look the non-available one, but be aware that it could be a trap. I just figure if we stand here, we are just as likely to get attacked from that direction.
Stealthy bug.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that. I could make myself extra stealthy too, but for now, let's just go standard stealth. I'm gonna travel down that corridor, keeping an eye on the floors and ceilings for any possible tripwires or trappy-looking things or other oozes stuck to the ceiling.
You never know when an ooze might be stuck to the ceiling.
You never know. Hey, I've been to college.
Now, I forget, does Thrycreans have dark vision?
This particular one does, as far as...
What is your dark vision range? 30 feet? 60 feet? 60 feet. Okay. Of course, it's not dark in here, so I don't know why I bothered asking that. Give me a stealth check.
Okay.
Is A better or B? D&D vision test.
Ooh, well, that's a 1, so we're going to call that a 6 with my modifier.
Not ideal.
Not the stealthiest I've ever been.
So move to where you would like to be. So where you are now, you can't really see...
ominous at all.
Let's see. We'll remove some... You could see, basically, you see kind of this pool of... well, now you can see much more. There is a pool of kind of fiery liquid and another one to the south.
Do I hear any sort of activity, human or otherwise?
You hear... well, let me just explain what you see, and then I'll tell you.
No, I want to know about the oral cues first.
Okay, well, you hear some things. You hear some muffled screams. You hear some fire flickering, and you hear one person talking. You also see a stone ziggurat capped by a huge altar of black granite stands in the middle of this cavern. At the foot of the altar lies a bound and gagged figure, a halfling. Fresh rivulets of blood stain the altar and trickle down the steps of the ziggurat. At all sides of the cavern, guttering flames dance atop sluggish pools of oily liquid. Gusts of wind moan and howl from fissures high in the cavern walls.
That's probably normal.
So you see on top of the ziggurat, you see a couple of people. One of them is an interesting fellow in that they have one kind of normal human arm and one, it looks like maybe like a Thrycreen arm, only much bigger and ending with a pincer. And they have these weird
Poser.
kind of barnacle. I don't think Ketchka knows what barnacles are, but Steve does. So barnacles kind of all over its face, and it is riding a huge crocodile.
Oh my
It
goodness.
is on top of the ziggurat, looking at this this halfling that is bound at the bottom of the altar. And on the ziggurat, so a ziggurat is, of course, a stepped pyramid. So on the steps, you see two kind of warriors that have shields that look like giant shells, and they're both holding swords that seem to have teeth on them. And that's what you see.
Like they're serrated, or there are like teeth embedded in the sword?
They are serrated because there are teeth embedded on the sword.
Okay, so I'm
Glad
looking at
my
the map
character
here.
can't see
I see the barnacle dude. I think I see the halfling and the crocodile.
Yep.
And you said there's how many teeth-carrying character dudes?
You should see 2 of them.
Okay, because I see something behind, but maybe that's something I can't actually see yet.
Where you're standing, you can't actually see them. So
Okay.
I will move them.
I do not see that.
There you go.
Okay. Does anybody appear to have noticed my approach, given the screams and noises that are being made in there?
No.
All right. I would like to scuttle my way back and let
Give me a
people
stealth
know.
check.
What, again?
Yeah.
Fine.
They didn't hear you when you rolled a 1, so chances are they're not going to hear you again.
Well, they probably won't hear me this time because I got a 24.
Well, there you go. So you scuttle away.
Scuttle, scuttle. All right. I dropped the knowledge bomb on all of my compatriots.
Did it look like they were killing that halfling and we should get in there and save them?
It certainly doesn't look good for the halfling
That was,
at this
I mean,
point.
literally the whole reason we came. To
That's
this
why
horrible
we're
place,
here.
right?
Yep.
I mean, we're on a halfling hunt, so
But we also have an ooze.
Oozes can fight.
Slowly.
Hey.
Well, while we're
we
talking
all-
about what weather we want to do, let's send Omlal ahead now. And so when
Yeah,
we're done
Omlal,
with our
start moving.
conversation, he'll
catch
be
up.
in the room.
So if
We all
Omlal
run.
as
We
an
all run
ooze-
past Umlal and say, Ooze, come help!"
if Omlal gets sliced in half, does he become 2 Omlals when he's an ooze?
oh no, what a terrible thought.
Wow, Aline, that is.
I don't know, 2 half-size Omlals? I don't know what happens.
Well, then he's
I'm
just
concerned.
a regular
Me
person.
neither.
It's like
Right?
a shorter
Whoa.
omlal
We've already got a
sitting on the
regular guy.
shoulders of another omlal in a trench
Yeah.
coat.
Umlal right now is an ooze, so he will act exactly like an ooze
Okay.
does.
Guys, I'm strongly considering turning him into a tembo. He's not.
I don't know. Ask him.
This looks an awful lot like a
tembo
combat
situation?
situation that's about to happen here,
Oh,
and the
yeah.
ooze is
Tempos
not.
are a lot faster.
Ooze is
that
not going to
tembo
help
could
us
right-
much.
Oh, guys, that Tembo can
I
run up
can
that
move
ziggurat
10,
and fight that.
10 feet.
That Tembo could run up that ziggurat and fight that crocodile for us.
Now,
20
if
feet
you know of any
run.
other beasts in Dark Sun that are better than a tembo, let me know. But I'm not sure that I do.
Can't Tembos talk to us telepathically also?
Yes.
Cool.
I will telepathically say to Omlal, Kachka kind of wants to try to polymorph you into a tembo. If you want that, move towards Kachka. If you don't want that, move away from Kachka.
Would you
I don't
rather be
know
a
about-
tembo or an ooze?
Do we
Tough
want to
choice.
stack polymorph spells? I don't know that it's a good idea.
There's
I
nothing
don't-
here that suggests there's any issue with that. It just says the spell transforms a creature that you can see within range into a new form. Don't say nothing about stacking.
Okay.
All right, not my body.
So does the ooze move
Yes,
Leave it
the
in
ooze
Omlal's
moves
hands,
towards.
but-
Sure, the ooze kind of gives
Yeah, flip the ooze.
the
That's-
closest thing an ooze can give to a shrug. It kind of ripples.
Yeah.
and then like
Shrug. I'm using a fourth level spell slot on you. I expect better than a shrug.
And if it moves toward Kachka, that's like already half of its movement for one turn, so it's a little bit closer to where we're going.
sure, it moves towards Kashka. You know what?
All right.
He's still coming to grips with being an ooze. All right,
I-
look, it's been a lot
I
of
call that
adjustment
informed
today.
consent, so I'm going to touch the ooze.
Wow.
Wow. Just you make it mutant powers
All
from whatever you
right.
most
You're
recently
probably going to
touched.
take some damage if you want to cast that spell.
I mean,
so Tasha
first
says.
of all, does anybody know of a more lethal beast that we've run across that...
I'm just surprised you can do Tembo at whatever level we're at.
Well, I can do anything that is of a challenge rating equal to or less than the target's, or the target's level if it doesn't have a challenge rating.
Is
He's
the
a level
target
7. I'm assuming a
me?
tembo is less than a 7 challenge rating.
his challenge
target
rating is 2.
is an ochre jelly, which is a challenge rating of
Oh, crap.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was like, because that
Tank it
I think
is.
Technicalities.
I think it's set up so you can't upgrade him. You could turn him. Certainly, there is something faster than an ooze because there's nothing slower. But
two. There are some things that are
Like
stationary.
a squirrel.
Is there anything we could do that would
Yeah.
make him more challenging? Like, stick some spikes
No.
in him,
Uh,
make him look real
could try.
fierce.
when he polymorphs back, that's going to be real bad.
You could cut them in half. You know that if you hit an ooze, they generally split into.
And then I move twice as
multiples.
fast, right?
No.
I'm looking to see.
All right, well,
what's
it sounds like
challenge
that's off the
rating
table
two.
then, unless we want to turn it into a snail or a rabbit of some kind.
Turn me into an ogre.
I mean, I can give him some extra movement on each turn, but it's only going to be like 5 feet. Because
Well, I think we want more than
that's half his
movement. I
speed.
think we also want some attack capability.
Just gonna point out here, I just went through the level 2 or challenge rating 2 monsters. You could turn me into a humanoid berserker, which is pretty close.
Oh, there's another option.
That is not a beast.
There is another option.
It's a monster.
Oh dear.
Are we gonna make a run on these people, or are we?
I
we
think
still
we need
consider
to,
them
yes.
Literally
castles?
Yeah.
nobody in the
Sure.
party have dispel magic. Is that a thing that nobody has?
I don't.
Apparently not.
No. I could
All right.
We have
counterspelled it
how
if I
many
knew
magic users?
I'm not a magic
We're
user.
I didn't
We're
count
the
you.
magic
There's 3 without you.
We're into magic creation, not magic dispelling. I could have
I'm
counterspelled
a
it.
rogue. I'm not a magic user.
All right.
So
fine.
I can
Kachka steps-
levitate you, but
Kachka steps forward.
Wait, I might move faster if you levitate
Kachka
me.
steps forward.
I'm going to warm up a fireball in case we get any more sass from this ooze.
Kachka steps forward, strums a power chord on her Klee lyre, and casts Fly on the ooze,
Yes.
which
All
will
right.
give the ooze a flying speed of 60 feet for the duration, which is up to 10
Oh
minutes.
man, here we
Oh,
go.
man. Yeah,
Let's do
this is
it.
good.
You
So
ever
we
seen
now-
an ooze fly?
we now have
It
a
is
fly.
weird.
I have
All right, this is wow.
This
This
is
is,
the
like that
greatest.
one Guar show I went to.
Now,
This
here's
is
here's
great.
another thing about polymorph that I know because I know these things. When the target drops to 0 hit points or dies, I believe the transformation ends,
I believe that's true.
and you return to your previous statistics. So, I think if he gets killed as an ooze, we should
Front
have
line.
Omlal
Front
back.
line.
That said, I never. There's a way that spillover damage happens. Oh no, I go back to the number of hit points I had before transformed.
Yeah, so we could just
but
kill him
excess
too. That's
damage
another
carries
option.
over.
No, that's right. That's right. Fly him into battle.
Excess
He can-
damage.
Yeah, we got to fly
He
an
can-
ooze
Yeah,
now.
she-
Let's do it.
Tank.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We
Worst
got an
case
ooze
scenario, yeah, that's like 45 hit points worth of buffer there.
Right. So,
Unless
right.
they kill me outright, in which case.
In
Oh well.
In we go. Do we want to try to be stealthy? Because
With a 60-foot-per-second flying
Yeah,
ooze.
Carlos is not
no.
going to be
I mean,
stealthy
the rest
either.
of us.
Well, oozes
we
are
send
very
the ooze
quiet.
in to be really confusing, and then I can
Confusing, please.
Oozing
All right.
and confusing.
I can.
So-
I can make 4 of us.
I have another
invisible.
plan. That's nice.
Mhm.
I also have
Kachka.
invisibility available. I was just going to make myself invisible and go and snatch the halfling and try and take off with it. But
So, Kachka, you take 6 acid points. Give me a concentration check.
I'll take it.
Acid points of damage, I should say.
So wait a minute. Before I had to touch it before even casting the spell. So why would that break my concentration?
Well, you have to touch it while you're casting the spell, right? So you have to like keep touching it.
All right. So sorry. What am I rolling here?
You're rolling D20 for concentration.
And is this a save of some kind?
It is a concentration check. So it is, 10 plus the level of your spell, I think?
But I believe it's a constitution check, is it
I
not?
think it's Constitution based.
Oh, wait a minute. This is I do have to touch him. You're right. So if this is a Constitution saving throw, that's great. Not.
Yeah,
I rolled a
Constitution saving
16.
throw. Yeah, you're fine.
Yep. You
But if-
successfully concentrate.
Good. All right. I would like to take my finger off of the chess piece at this point.
Fair enough.
Okay.
All right. What are you people doing?
Attack!
Okay, so there's an ooze flying in. Do we want to be invisible until we attack? Like I said, I can do myself and 3 other people.
And I can do myself without actually losing any spell slots or anything. So if you want to just,
It's only going to
so
last.
I can make somebody
It's only going to last
invisible
for a
and then-
minute, and then it also ends if you target, damage, or like attack another creature.
Right. So what I'm
it would
thinking
at least allow us to get into place and surprise.
I think the oozes just went in by itself.
Fly news. What are you looking for?
who was
I
keeping
was trying to
tabs
see
on
how
the
far.
ooze?
I was trying to see how far 60 feet. Omlal is an ooze.
So I can be invisible for up to an hour. I could turn myself invisible.
That would be great.
run up there, try to snatch the halfling and take off with it, and then you guys can be like, as the halfling
Run
drifts
interference.
down the corridor,
Mm-hmm.
you guys can be ready to attack.
Sounds good.
One question:
Okay.
Did I notice if the halfling was restrained to the altar in any way when I was looking in the room?
Yes, the halfling is tied up and seems to be tied to the altar.
That's a small problem.
Well, if it's
It is a
just rope,
halfling.
you have sharp claws.
It's offensive.
Hidden gift.
That I
Interesting
don't
point.
that, like is cutting rope making an attack to like break the invisibility.
I don't think so.
That's using a tool.
So, Ketchka, how do you turn yourself invisible?
I have my Klee lyre. Can
She
be
goes into
used.
the Githka pouch.
I have the invisibility spell, so second level illusion.
Okay, so we're
Are
all
we
going to be
go?
invisible now? Is this what's happening?
So I will make
No, I think it's
Regdar,
just me.
Shara, and Carlos.
Steve, you can't cast invisibility.
I can, in fact.
You can,
Oh,
but then I will stop
concentration.
flying.
Oh, it is a
no.
concentration spell. You're right.
Oh,
No,
yes.
you're right. Okay. Well, if Zatasha wants to do it, I'm game.
One of us is going to have to not be invisible, though. Maybe Rigdar can hang at the back.
Yeah, Regdar would probably
Sure,
want to be
I
in the
can
back
do that.
anyway. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Agreed.
All right. That's a bonus action for me, so boom.
Okay, so who is invisible and who isn't, and where is everybody?
Well, you can't
All
see
of-
them, Scout. They're
all
invisible.
of us, but Regdar are invisible.
So, including
Ooze.
the ooze.
Not the ooze.
No, not the
Invisible flying ooze. Yes, let's
Nope.
make this work.
Guys, what if wherever you are, you're just surrounded by invisible flying oozes and you can't tell?
Oh, thanks, Tony. I really needed that.
You're always 3 feet
Oh.
away
Really
from an
needed
invisible
that.
flying ooze.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying this
All
is
right,
why
but
this
it's
is why we invented screen
Basically,
doors.
as soon as we're invisible, we need to move. So we
go.
go. So
Okay.
we're going.
Okay,
Uh,
so one point. If we're gonna do this snatch the halfling approach, is there anybody else who would be interested in trying that? Because again, I am, as Amlal points out, currently concentrating on keeping him aloft. So if I take any sort of damage as a result of this,
I am happy to
Yeah.
try and cut the ropes and get the halfling out of there, but I'm
Sure.
probably going to make noise and fight people. So I don't know.
And I
I'm
think-
fast. I'm very fast. I've got my boots of speed, so I'm moving at 60 feet.
I
like
used levitate already in our last fight, or I would just levitate the halfling out. But
Well, he's tied down, so
yeah, but like
You
if
have
Carlos sliced
Cut him
it,
out.
it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Does not matter. Doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter.
Okay,
Let's go.
so I'm gonna be So I think
Alright.
they see the ooze fly in.
They
Then
do
we rush
indeed. So everybody
So
should
I'm-
roll initiative.
Initiative.
I think
Boy,
I have a
what the-
feeling that is going to break our element of surprise pretty badly.
well, we'll
Maybe
still.
they have oozes flying all the time. It is coming from the chamber where they've got a statue that turns people into oozes.
And if the
Oh, that's a
flying
good
ooze
point.
comes in, you're not going to be paying attention to whatever kind of sounds an invisible person makes because you're looking at a flying ooze.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself.
Finally, I rolled over a 4.
Boy, let me tell you about it. Ochre Jelly's dexterity modifier.
They're not. Yeah, it's not great, Dan. There's a reason their speed is like 0.
10, thank you. Except when they're flying.
Yeah. Just be careful landing, is what I'm saying.
I don't think I have much control over that.
But if it's your fly speed, shouldn't you have control over it?
Yeah, I mean, up until, Steve loses concentration.
That is true.
Every time he
All
takes
right.
damage.
So, people have moved into a variety of different places.
I didn't because I wasn't sure.
Am I not supposed to? I can go back to where I was.
Well, everyone go back to where they were because I don't know when. So that you spent a bunch of time becoming invisible. Did you fly in while they were plotting whether or not they were going to be invisible or not?
I was at least flying, say, to the entrance. How about that? Not
Okay,
quite into
so-
the cavern, but to the...
So then we're going to give a round where it's just the ooze and the people in the room, and then the next round will be everybody else coming into the room. Okay. I
Cool.
agree with myself. Great.
Okay.
Let's go. So you, Dan, you fly into the room as an ooze. What are ooze's senses? I don't even know.
blind sight.
How
all right,
far
so
off the floor are you
60
flying?
feet. I don't know. How tall is the ceiling?
Are you just flying like at floor level to kind of look like an ooze, or are you flying at ceiling level to try to be sneaky?
Oh, no. I was definitely going at ceiling level. Come on.
Oh, the
Come on,
ceiling,
son.
It goes up like 40 feet.
Yeah. I'm way up there. That's the thing.
So are you trying to be stealthy?
Not particularly. I mean, I'm an ooze. I'm just trying to be, I feel like, high ground.
All right, well, I'm just going to roll a perception check here because oozes are flying, not particularly loud, but...
Silent, I would think.
All right, so the person who is astride this giant crocodile notices you and says, "Is that a flying ooze?"
In common. All right, that's good. We've learned one thing.
Because that's unusual.
No, this is tactical information. We know that person doesn't have much imagination, so but has decent vision. So adjust your plans accordingly.
And because it's a man, says, "Destroy it." And let's see, so you see Umlal. You see coming around the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see these basically they're knights. They're wearing armor. They have what are their weapons? They have short swords and lances, as you might imagine, and they are riding large crabs. And they are coming toward you. I mean, you're high up, so they can't do much. And then the on the ziggurat itself, there are some. This dude looks at you and thinks for a moment, and will do something, maybe.
Maybe.
Decisive villainy.
Well, he's pondering a question here. He's going to ignore you, and he's looking at the prisoner there, and it looks like he's chanting something, and or it sounds like it doesn't. It also looks like, I suppose, but. And he gestures to the water, and out of the water rises this water. It looks like a water form humanoid that is wearing armor and carrying a trident, and it looks at you.
It looks at me? Can it see me? I mean, it looks like it's around the corner from... Oh, that's just water.
That's water.
I gotcha.
That's water.
Wait, it's a water form? Are we in the wrong temple here, guys?
Yeah.
Oh, man, how embarrassing. Sorry, nothing. Wrong room.
Do I get any further moves or actions in this turn?
You will. It's not your turn yet.
Okay, got it.
The people that are standing at the ziggurat take out some javelins, and they attempt to throw them at you.
Oozes are like 90% air, so...
And a 20 will hit an ooze. So one javelin kind of clatters off into the oily muck. The other sticks into or probably kind of grazes the ooze for 3 points of damage.
And what kind of damage is that?
Piercing.
I don't know that they can reach him. If you're at the ceiling, that's out of like easy javelin range. They should have disadvantage, right?
They did.
Oh,
Ah.
okay. Damn.
Appreciate the help, though.
All right, and now
I'm just
it's
picturing trying to throw a javelin up at the ceiling, and it doesn't matter how high the ceiling is.
No
I
less.
would fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever try and pin a javelin to the ceiling pin an ooze to the ceiling with javelin? It's like
Most of the time,
Hard
you just
work.
spear a duck and it lands in front of your feet, and you get 1,000 bonus points.
yeah.
all right, Dan, it's your turn.
How? What's the scale on these? Because I was just trying to use the ruler and I claimed, are these normal squares or are these really 10-foot squares?
They are. It's a good question.
Because like, how fast are these guys moving? Then?
Uh-oh. If these are actually 10-foot squares, then
Yeah,
I don't know that I would have...
all off.
I'm not sure I would have cast invisibility way back there.
We'll just say they're 5 foot squares.
Okay. Well, if they're 5-foot squares, that's great news, because what's going to happen is the ooze will fly 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and then we'll just drop on this guy. Or there's a guy riding the crocodile, right?
So the big squares are
That's-
5 feet?
That guy.
There is yes.
No, the small
This
squares
is the
are-
small
halfling,
squares.
right?
Small squares are 5 feet.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm not going to hit the halfling. I want to hit whoever the guy was who told people to kill me.
Sure.
All right. It's not going to do much because my plus to hit is pretty terrible, but we'll give it a try just in case. I got a 12.
A 12 will not hit, surprisingly.
Yeah. All right. Well,
But this is the greatest distraction technique we've ever used.
Yeah, it really is.
so I hope that keeps him busy. The rest of you, have at.
There's like an ooze floating in front of his face. There's no way he's going to notice anybody else coming into this room.
Yeah.
Did you guys
And if they-
read Amlal in on the part where you're just sneaking away with the guy? Or does he think you're just...
No, they did not. Nomlal cannot hear, right? So
Could be a good time.
Nah.
If we get him away, then we can say retreat.
Yeah, we can
everyone.
telepathically send
through the
that
black
message.
fog?
all right, let me just finish.
I guess we
We'll see
tried.
what
Yeah.
happens.
This maybe was not the best thought out plan.
Who's
It's
up
all right.
next?
It's still far and away better than most of what we've come up with over
Right?
the last
We can just
We're
find
making
number of
steps.
years.
Excellent. All right, so up next is the not people in the party, but the crab riding knights, and so they are going to
Crab Knights.
Crab
I'm really
Knights.
looking forward to when
This
they
one
whack
is
this
gonna
ooze
go
pinata
1,
and
2,
Amlal
3.
falls out.
And this guy's going to run up here, and this one's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 up here, and they're going to lance this poor jelly that has appeared out of nowhere,
Like a boil.
and they're gonna try and do it twice.
It must be jelly because jam don't fly like that.
Let's see. 23 hits, a 9 also hits actually.
Yeah. My
all
AC
right,
is
so-
8 apparently, so...
Yep. So
Oh.
you get lanced, and actually they're going to be a square away from you because they have reach.
I am starting to have concerns. Just now.
And so they lance you 4 times.
For how much?
Oh,
Let's see here. So this is all piercing damage. I don't
Does
remember.
Ooze squirt out
Nobody
of you
brought
when you
a
get pierced?
slashing weapon to this fight.
We should have
Nobody
given them.
did.
We should have. Before we ran into the room, we should have thrown a bunch of spatulas in first, and they would be holding them when the ooze flew in at them.
And so you take. I'm just going to total it. You take.
Please do.
43 points of damage,
Uh-oh.
which I think is more than you. So I think you die.
No, I go to 0, and I turn immediately back into Amlal and take 1 point of damage.
Well, wait, we think, assuming that it's this kind of polymorph spell.
It is. It's a polymorph spell, right? We thought it was
As far as we knew, though, that was what we were operating
As
under.
far
Oh.
as you know.
I mean, maybe
Well,
it's not,
now
and
is
I
the-
have to run in there and save Amal. I don't know.
Now is the time to tell me, because now is the time it becomes relevant.
Yes, let's see. Yes. So you are you return to Omlal's shape, and you have you get 1 hit point of damage.
Is he still flying?
Hello.
He is still
Yeah.
flying.
Yeah. Amlal appears. Me also.
And Kachka's turn. Everybody is very confused.
Me too.
Yes.
I say,
Me
Kachka,
too. Me
you
too.
you should try to sneak up there. You're the sneakiest of us, and get that halfling out of the way.
Yeah, I guess the flying isn't quite so necessary as it once was.
Right. Well, I don't think anybody else has a chance to be sneaky enough to succeed.
Are you going
So-
to drop me, Steve?
Possibly?
I don't see why.
How
You're
high off the
invisible.
ground are you? Is
Yeah,
the
but that's
question.
only if you take damage, right?
And
But you
a failed
dropped onto
Constitution saving throw, which
the ziggurat, right? So
I mean, I came up to the ziggurat. I said I reached down and I hit the guy. So I'm at least a few feet in the air. I may not be 40 feet in the air anymore. But
Right.
like, if those guys could hit me with lances, I got to be within 10 feet of the top of the pyramid,
yeah,
right?
I would say you were like 5
Yeah.
feet above the pyramid.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
you're
I'm
half a length.
hovering just like slightly over.
That went from creepy to creepier.
All right, so this is a long distance away.
Yep.
And if I run, I'm not sure how distracted they are, if that's going to make it more difficult for me to remain. I mean, I am invisible, but I presume I still make noises and whatnot, so.
You do.
Do I saunter? Or do I run?
Know.
I think I saunter. I think
So
Amlal
you
can hold it off for a short period of time.
Move your normal range.
Yeah.
Movement is
That's what I'm
sauntering,
thinking.
I assume.
1, 2,
I mean,
3.
it's a
4,
sauntery dash,
5,
right?
6. Yeah, if I dash though, I'm running. So
But it doesn't it's not like in 4th edition when you're running and you're granting combat advantage or anything. You just move twice your speed, so you just get farther.
Right, you just can't do anything else.
yeah, I just don't want to attract attention.
Yeah, dashing doesn't make you any louder than just a regular move.
Is that true, DM?
Yeah.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
is true.
It's just
You just
moving.
get to
It's
move
really
twice.
just moving twice.
Then I shall
It
dash.
it sounds exciting because they call it dash, but it's just moving.
Yeah, it's a very silly
And so
name.
if you dash or walk without a stealth check, you are making no attempt to hide yourself other than you're invisible, right? So I can.
Well,
people
I
can
would like
hear
to make
you.
a stealth check, obviously, since I'm talking about how I want to remain quiet. Shall I do that now?
It's only obvious if you say I'd like to make a stealth check. Yes, please.
I would like to make a stealth check, Scott. 16.
You have advantage because you're invisible.
Let's see what that does. 16.
Oh, look at that. So you're pretty stealthy.
consistent.
And you are you've walked up a couple of steps at the bottom of this ziggurat, and to your maybe 5 feet away from you, you see a knight riding a crab, who it looks perplexed because he has a lance that was formerly in a jelly that is now pointing at an angry barbarian, it seems.
Okay.
And
I think that's it for me.
All right, and since there is no one else to attack this water formed plate mail wearing trident wielding thing, just kind of flows across the floor, flows up the stairs, and attempts to attack the newly reformed Umlal. It's got a trident. It pokes at you
try.
and slashes a couple of times, for a total of 3 times, actually. So let's
Once
see if
per
it
time.
hits. Once per time, yes.
For a total of 3 times.
That's a trident joke.
What is your armor class?
16.
So it hits you 3 times with its trident. And your speed is reduced by 10.
So I can fly only 50 feet now.
Yes, and then you take, let's see. So you feel the trident kind of make you very cold, as well as give you some damage.
Ooh, me chilly.
So you take,
Nice feeling.
so you take 39 points of damage.
Holy all right, well, this is not going well.
Decidedly
11
not.
hit points.
All those listeners asking why we don't do total party kills more often. Guess what?
Yes.
This is your fault. I blame you, listeners.
And atop the crocodile, the person who is sitting there with the one kind of crab arm looks at you and says, Umlal, welcome. I suspect your friends are nearby. Do we have to kill you?
Have me met you?
You have not, but I know who you are, and I know who your friends are.
Well, you have me at disadvantage. Literally.
That is true. You should join us. Why are you fighting for Athos? What has Athos ever done for you? Join us, and we may correct the problems with Athos. We will drown the problems with Athos and arise a new world together.
Me think that sound kind of villainy.
It does not.
May not hear you disagree.
It is your choice. You may join me or you may die.
Oh, me not like those options.
And you may tell your friends as well, who I assume are somewhere nearby.
Me let friends go after me come ochre jelly. Decide to take new path in life.
Very well. And he's, I think he's gonna just chill out. He's not gonna attack you. But he doesn't tell anybody else to stop attacking you. Regdar.
Well, I didn't hear all that.
You did not.
I'm like a cavern and a hallway away, so...
The only person... So, Kachka, you definitely heard it. Carlos, give me a perception check, and we'll see if you heard it.
I did not hear it. 6.
Great. Well, I'm going to rush to the entrance to the cavern, and I suspect that I can't get to anywhere. Yeah, they're still like 100 feet away from me.
Well,
huh?
but
Nope.
those it's half
No.
that. It's half
of
that.
it.
So they're still 55 feet away from me.
Yeah.
Um,
Must have some spells that go 55 feet.
well, they do, but I mean, you're up there too. I mean, Fireball goes 150 feet, Hummel, but you know, somebody's in the way.
Oh, and yes, Regdar, you see Umlal is standing up there. No jelly.
No jelly.
No jelly.
Probably don't want to hurt that halfling either.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could drop
yeah.
something like, I mean, on the corner here, maybe. There's like 3 guys here.
Of course, you also
Yeah.
don't know where Kachka is.
Don't know where Kachka is.
That's right. That's
I
Probably
think I'm
not
gonna
standing
have
next
to.
to those guys.
But yeah,
I
you
think
know
I need
where
to get
he
a
was
little
heading.
closer and wait. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna keep moving into the room. My Regdar would love to take cover behind one of those boulders.
Go for it, Regdar.
So I've used the dash action. I will roll stealth to try and hide behind a boulder. I rolled a 16. My stealth modifier is 0. I've rolled a 16.
Excellent.
I should get Regdar some nice, fancy, stealthy slippers, given his lack of armor. All right, Regdar out.
And the person on the crocodile says, Regdar. Zatasha.
A voice from behind the boulder says, "Not Regdar."
What is my sweet?
I
Okay.
don't like how familial this villain is. I prefer people to just think of us as idiots that are not worth remembering.
Yeah, it's
Until
kind
we
of
somehow-
half our defense strategy.
Yeah,
Let's see.
The other half is pretending to be inspectors of things.
it's gotten us this far.
And the guy on the crocodile is also holding a trident, by the way. In his arm. That is his regular arm.
Let's see. I can make it to here. And I have advantage on stealth checks. So I'm gonna give that a shot.
And you're currently invisible. Yes?
Yep. I get, let's see. What is
That's not
my
advantage.
stealth plus 2 so far? So
Might
that
not
is
want
a
to clump up in case this character can actually determine where we're at, despite the fact that we're invisible.
That's true. I got a 16.
Okay.
But yeah, that's a good thought. I'm smart enough to have thought of that, so I'll be here instead.
And this person's gonna move. I guess they'll go over here. And there are to either side of Umlal. So these are they pull back their swords, and now that you're closer, you see that they look like they have some kind of Umlal wouldn't recognize these, but it looks like they have shark teeth embedded into their swords.
Those cool teeth, man.
They are pretty cool. And they
do have. There's a class. Maybe Omlal has encountered the sand shark, one of my favorite.
Yes, that's true.
Which is just a shark that swims through sand, and the art of it is amazing.
What do you mean just?
And so they slash across at you, and both of them hit. So you take. Umlal, you take.
I'm going to be using my stone's endurance, probably, so.
Well, you take. From one of them, you take 10 slashing, and from the other, you take 7, if it matters.
Okay, so that's a total of 17.
Now slashing damage. That's
Yes.
useful.
All right, I will try to reduce the 10 damage by rolling a d12 plus my constitution modifier, which is 4. I remove 16 damage, which negates it entirely.
All right. So that sword kind of scrapes against your hardened skin.
And I take a result, just 7 damage, I believe.
Yes.
Which means I'm down to a very healthy 4 hit points.
You're fine.
And great.
Fly away.
Scott, can you put Amlal back into the order he should be after Shara?
Yes. Where did you go?
Because I was the ochre jelly.
Oh,
which
that's
removed.
right. Sorry. Carlos, it is your turn.
All right, well, Carlos clicks his heels together for his boots of speed, and he's actually going to also take the dash action in order to move twice.
Okay.
Because he's too far away to do anything else. So he's going to come all the way around to here.
Whoa.
By the dude.
Nice.
But that's all he can do.
That's a lot of dashing. But he's also invisible, right? So
Invisible and boots of speed, yes.
oh yes, and stealthy.
Fragrant, but invisible.
Shara. So none of you know anyone who's invisible. You can't see anyone else who's invisible. So none of you know where anyone else is, except for
We
the
just know where
visible people.
Regdar and Amwal are.
Yes. Shara.
Okay.
I don't like the situation where Rekdar is one of 2 targets on the map.
Well, you are hidden from the bad guys currently.
Omo only has 4 hit points, so you'll be the only one soon.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I need some
Efficient
healing
that way.
because I could throw on my resistance, but it's only going to go so far. 4 hit
No,
points.
Dan, don't worry. We have a plan.
Oh, right, good.
Do we?
All right, Shara moves into the room.
Yeah, I'm
Anything
just
else, Shara?
dashing in. No.
All right. Umlal, so you were very excited to be transformed out of a jelly, and now you think maybe this is not the greatest place to be, but you
And
can
now
still
you're
fly.
transformed into a jam.
Sticky situation.
Oh boy,
Oh,
From
It's
a
a-
jelly
it's a
to
compote.
All right, so
you real smucker.
No one's going to preserve these jokes.
Oh. Raspberry something.
The
Really
all these
packed
puns
in a
are
lot of
very low on
puns
the
there.
pectin order.
We're really in hot water now.
Good night, everybody.
Oh boy.
Kachka, how are you
This is,
fixed for healing stuff right now?
I have some potential possibilities, but I got
potential possibilities.
I mean, as soon as I cast a spell I could cast just like a healing word, but that's not going to do much. I've got a spell that requires concentration, so you would fall from the sky where I'd cast that, but it's long-term healing. The only problem is that I become visible as soon as I cast anything. So
anything. Oh,
That is accurate.
all right. So my options are to go into a rage, stick around, and probably go down very, very quickly.
Hang on.
Or
Question about that spell that you were going to cast. Would it be casting it on Amlal?
no, it's an aura.
Because then I don't think it makes you visible, because this particular step from sight says, let's see, each target turns invisible and remains so until my concentration ends, or until immediately after it targets, damages, or otherwise affects any creature with an attack, a spell, or another ability. I guess you're a creature, so maybe that counts?
targets a creature would probably
Or effects. I mean, it's
Yeah.
Yes, casting a spell basically. Well,
Right. But I also don't know where you are is the other problem. So the other option for me is to disengage and basically fly away.
That's not a bad
'cause
idea.
I don't think it's a bad idea as badly burnt as you are right now.
Yeah, I think I need to do that. Otherwise, I'm just going to be down up here, and then you guys are going to have to try to find a way to drag me out of here, which seems bad.
Mm-hmm. You're heavy.
Okay, so I will use my action to disengage and then fly to the ceiling and say, "Me out of here, suckers!" And
You're not
zip
just
off over
going to be
here.
hovering around the ceiling, are you? That seems like a bad idea.
You know, I'm
You
just gonna
stole
fly.
fizzy lifting drinks.
Yeah.
You lose.
Oh yeah, I got a burp to go down, right? That's the I think I see Regdar, so maybe I would probably just fly
You'd
over.
like
see
land
right
on
now.
top of a rock.
I think that seems like a very obvious place to be. So what I'm going to do is just zip over and like land behind this rock.
Okay, they watch you do that. Obviously, So the guy on top of the crocodile will yell out, Umlal and Regdar, it's still not too late to join forces. You're protecting Athos for no particular reason. You can join us, and we can bring water back to Athos and help countless people, and also destroy the people who should be destroyed.
Regdar yells back, whatever, Crocmaster, we know something you don't.
Do you?
Yes.
Many things. Me join forces with Regdar against you.
You're already together with Regdar. I have seen you in visions. I know of your exploits.
Yeah. Now get ready for the real thing. Fireball! You've seen them in visions. Now they're coming to your ziggurat.
Will Eglath's angels join forces with this elemental prophet? Will they do something else? Steal away this halfling as they're
Totally.
invisible?
Or like, they're going to try to.
Will they just run away, never to return, and hope that someone else takes care of this? We'll
Maybe.
find out next time
Keep your options open.
on Total Party Kill.